Eckersley hits 50 on even opening day at Lord's. It's all very tight at the top of Division 2. Middlesex the leaders on 93 points after their draw with Nottinghamshire at Lord's last time out, a match they were lucky to avoid defeat in. Durham had closed the gap on the top 3, now just 2 points behind Glamorgan, who they beat at the Riverside. The top 5 separated by just 14 points at the start of round 7. With some grey clouds overhead on a muggy day in North London, Middlesex chose to bowl, but the sun began to shine, on Durham especially, as Lees and Jones built their way beyond 50. The hosts kept out for now, and still Durham added to the total. Any Middlesex hopes of a morning session wicket were starting to dissipate with lunch not far away now. But with the score on 81 and Lees hunting a half-century, Middlesex had their moment. The England opener pinned in front by Roland Jones for 44. There was no change to the score when they reached lunch. Durham with 81 on the board, Lees the only wicket to fall. The second wicket was quick in coming after the break, Murtagh doing what he does best. The movement far too much for Jones, bowled for 37. Borthwick took Durham past 100 with a scampered single off Anderson, but the partnership wouldn't be allowed to flourish. The Durham captain out-chopping Holman onto his off stump. Ben Stokes was next in, and the England captain looked to impose himself on proceedings. Early boundaries, ominous for Middlesex. But this time the curtain came down much earlier. Stokes out for 15, holing out to Roland Jones off the bowling of Holman. Middlesex couldn't use the momentum handed to them by the big wicket. Eckersley now with Peterson, and the pair recovered well after Stokes' departure, beyond 150 as tea approached. They were all the way up to 178 for 4 when sloppy fielding handed Eckersley 4 more. Durham headed into the break a few balls later. They'd added 5 more to the total when Peterson looked to go over the top to Roland Jones, but only found Josh de Caires out 2 runs short of a 50. Travaskis joined Eckersley at the crease and scampered through with him as the keeper found 2 runs to bring up the 200 for the visitors. It was slow going for Durham, but they kept Middlesex at bay, Eckersley and Travaskis making their way to a 50-run partnership off 124 balls, when Eckersley found the leg side boundary. He made it to 50 before the close too, up to the mark of 113 with a single off Anderson. And he'd still be there at the end of the day. Durham wandering off with the score 256 for 6, but very little to separate either team. Moments to enjoy for both throughout the first day. The hosts had taken important wickets. The visitors put on a decent amount of runs, with some standout performances from Lees, Peterson and Eckersley. Plenty for both to build on when they return in the morning.